Hello and welcome back to FD, where today we're looking at the biggest gambles among this summer's completed signings and transfer rumours. With money tight across the continent, teams will need to take chances, but these are 10 of the riskiest moves so far. 10. Kostas Tsimikas. Kostas Tsimikas may have joined Liverpool as a squad player, but backing up one of the world's best left-backs is a tall order for someone who has spent his whole career to date in Denmark, the Netherlands and his native Greece. In fact, Tsimikas only became an Olympiacos starter around 18 months ago, though he enjoyed a very impressive 2019-20 with the club going unbeaten in the league and allowing just 9 goals in 26 matches. They also knocked Arsenal out of the Europa League, and in his continental appearances, Tsimikas was very good in defence and as a ball progressor, winning possession over 5 times per 90 and completing 1.7 dribbles a match, which would have ranked 5th among Premier League fullbacks. But adapting to a stronger competition is never easy, and with a shortened summer break, as well as Robertson's tally of 49 games last season and 48 the season before, Klopp will need Tsimikas to hit the ground running if he wants to rotate his team and avoid serious injuries. Right now, Liverpool have the best transfer hit rate in Europe, so we have faith that they've got this one right. But with the Greek Super League, there are no guarantees. 9. Wilf Zaha. It's early days, but it already looks like the Peter Odemwingie Award for desperation in the transfer market could be heading to Wilf Zaha this summer. The Ivorian was hot property just 12 months ago, but after Arsenal chose to sign his international teammate Nicolas Pepe instead, Zaha has been left in no man's land, with a £70 million price tag and no serious suitors immediately apparent. That hasn't stopped him making his desire to exit Crystal Palace perfectly clear. In August 2020, an Instagram video emerged of the winger pointing to a sign in a club reading Zaha to Arsenal, while coach Roy Hodgson described his star as set on leaving. But the timing couldn't be worse. Zaha's record of 7 Premier League goal contributions last year was his lowest in 4 seasons, with shots and key passes also their worst since 2016. And with a salary of over £100,000 a week and his 28th birthday looming in the autumn, he doesn't represent value in the long term either. Though PSG and Borussia Dortmund have been linked, we can't see either offering a significant fee for the wide man. And if he remains a Palace player, he may be glad that he won't have to face fans at Selhurst Park when the new season begins. Just before we move on to our next one, if you're not already subscribed to the Football Daily YouTube channel, then please smash that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss a Football Daily video. 8. Jonathan David. Having brought in £200 million in sales since 2019, Lille are incredible at developing and replacing stars, and they'll hope their latest acquisition is no exception. When Victor Osimhen moved to Naples after 1 year and 18 goals, the French side looked for a new forward in the same place they found him, paying £29 million to bring in Jonathan David from Belgian outfit Ghent. The 20-year-old who can play as an attacking midfielder, winger or striker was involved in 19 goals in 37 games in his first campaign and exploded in 29-20, producing 33 goals and assists in 40 appearances and finishing as the top scorer in Belgium. However, there's no guarantee that he can reach Osimhen's level. While David took 2 shots, completed 1 dribble and created 1 chance per game in the Europa League last season, the Nigerian took more shots, created more chances and matched David's dribble output in the Champions League. And his record of 17 goal contributions in 25 Ligue 1 starts will be tough to beat too. To beat Leeds to David, Lille had to make him the most expensive player in the history of the Belgian league, and their record signing. If it works out, expect another big sale before long. 7. Serge Aurier. Despite going unbeaten after lockdown with 9 wins from their final 13 matches, Milan's summer got off to a rocky start. A move to bring in Ralf Rangnick as manager fell through, and as a consequence, the Rossoneri are left relying on the questionable transfer expertise which has led them to spend £444 million since 2017, but only finished 6th, 5th and 6th again in that time. The current window has seen heavy links with Tottenham Hotspur right-back Serge Aurier, with a fee mooted at close to £25 million. That seems steep for a player who endured a mixed 2019-20, playing the second most minutes in the squad but also conceding 2 penalties, meaning only David Luiz has given away more than him in the Premier League since 2017. He also put up his lowest aerial win percentage ever and at 27 is older than both Milan's options at right back, 26-year-old Conte and 23-year-old Calabria, making him an odd choice for a club attempting a long-term rebuild. In fact, Milan conceded 1 goal fewer than Spurs in the course of the 2019-20 league campaign, suggesting North London is an odd place to look for upgrades. Perhaps, with Zlatan Ibrahimovic worryingly central to their attack since his return to the San Siro, they'd be better off spending the money on a forward. 6. Nathan Ake. Nathan Ake's departure from Bournemouth was widely expected this summer, and especially so after the Cherries were relegated from the Premier League. And in the end, it was Man City who paid £40 million for him, while Chelsea elected not to execute their buyback clause, meaning one of these clubs will be regretting their decision. However, Ake is no guaranteed success. At 25, he's hardly one for the future, and over the last 3 years, he's been a part of one of the worst defences the Premier League has ever seen, with Bournemouth conceding an average of 65 goals a season during the Dutchman's time there. But despite the constant traffic the backline faced, Ake didn't put up big defensive numbers, winning possession only around 2.5 times a game, while in the year he's actually got worse, succeeding in under half his duels in the 2019-20 campaign. Of course, Pep has worked magic before, and Ake does have raw materials, speed, versatility, and solid technical ability. But after conceding 35 league goals last season, the second worst tally of his career, Guardiola is putting a lot of faith in Ake's potential. 5. Dani Parejo. Having had 12 different managers since 2012, Valencia are not known for taking their time over important decisions, and their response to finishing 9th in 2019-20 has been typically over the top. According to the Spanish press, the club has put every player except for Jose Gaya up for sale, and after seeing Ferran Torres go to Man City, have since let Coquelin and Dani Parejo join Villarreal. Incredibly, Los Che allowed Parejo, who had 2 years left on his contract, to move for free. A staggering choice given that Transfermarkt valued him at £32 million as recently as December 2019, and that he's played nearly 400 times for the club. The Spaniard has missed just 27 domestic games in the last 7 years, and in the most recent campaign, only Rodrigo could match his 15 goal contributions across the league and Champions League. He was Valencia's best chance creator and, on a Messi side, still ranked 5th in Spain for passes into the final third every game, between Cazorla and Frenkie de Jong. One of Spain's most underrated midfielders, Parejo could have added value at the Mestalla well into his 30s. Valencia have made their own rebuild twice as difficult, and they don't even have the cash to show for it. 4. Ousmane Dembele. With the Jadon Sancho deal failing to materialise before Borussia Dortmund's August deadline, Man United are apparently shopping at Barcelona, who are keen to kickstart a rebuild following their Champions League humiliation against Bayern Munich. And one of the first players out of the door could be Frenchman Ousmane Dembele, who somehow is still only 23. But though the winger has won 2 titles and the World Cup since leaving Dortmund in 2017, he's no longer the player he was. Having produced a goal or assist every 107 minutes in his first year at Barca, and every 123 minutes in his second, he contributed just a single goal in 2019-20, making only 5 starts between the league and Champions League. While 2 chances created and 3.5 dribbles completed a game sounds good, both are the lowest marks of his short career. No doubt a consequence of the 4 hamstring injuries he has suffered in the last 3 years. Of course, Dembele could prove a game-changing signing for the right club, and Barca are expected to offer a huge discount on the £124 million they paid for him, but even at £50 million, a purchase would be a risk, especially as the forward is currently recovering from yet another surgery. 3. Gabriel. One of the summer's hottest defensive properties, Gabriel looks like another gem unearthed by Lille sporting director Luis Ocampos, after the club allowed just 27 goals in 28 games in 2019-20, 4th best in Ligue 1 and just 3 more than PSG. Only 3 of his teammates played more minutes than the Brazilian, and the stats look extremely impressive. The 22-year-old wins 86% of his tackles and rarely gives away fouls, while his 6'3" frame sees him win 2/3 of his aerial duels, the same as Diego Godin. He's a solid passer as well, ranking 3rd in the squad for moving the ball into the final third, but at £25 million, the youngster nonetheless represents a risk. At Lille since 2017, he has only 40 appearances to his name at the top level, and the club also had a strong defence without him last year, when he made just 11 starts, and they still conceded 33 goals in 38 matches. To be a regular on a Champions League side at 22 is a strong indication of quality, and Gabriel's pace and exceptional tackling technique are likely to see him develop well. But banking on such an inexperienced player to transform a bad Arsenal back line is a big ask, and if he isn't up to the challenge, it could be another disastrous season for the Londoners. 2. Chelsea's youngsters. Signing Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech and possibly Kai Havertz could hardly be a bad thing for Chelsea, but there may be effects Frank Lampard hasn't foreseen. Some Blues fans were almost happy when their club was handed a transfer ban in 2019, reasoning that a talented crop of youngsters would finally get a shot at the first team. But though they helped deliver Champions League football in their first try, they're going to need to fight for their place next season. Tammy Abraham, Reece James, Fikayo Tomori and Mason Mount all got over 1,000 league minutes in 2019-20, while Callum Hudson-Odoi was a useful rotation player coming back from injury. But of these, you can only be certain of James keeping his spot next season. That's despite Tammy Abraham racking up 18 goal involvements in 25 starts, despite Cho ranking among just 5 Chelsea players to get over 0.5 expected goals per 90 minutes, and despite Mason Mount leading the team's press, closing down opponents more than anyone else in the squad. Tammy Abraham is already in negotiations for a new long-term contract, while Hudson-Odoi is one of the team's top earners on more than £120,000 a week. If both players are sidelined in 2020-21, Chelsea may quickly find their squad unity disrupted, and Lampard's feel-good reign at Stamford Bridge could face its first test. 1. Lionel Messi. In a way, Barcelona's 8-2 defeat to Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarter-finals was a good thing. The club can no longer pretend that everything is fine, and having named their oldest ever UCL lineup for that fixture, they may now realise that quality and experience doesn't always go hand in hand. But the downside is that Lionel Messi now wants to leave the camp now, and with his contract up in 2021, the Blaugrana face a dilemma. Selling Messi was once unthinkable, but the Argentinian could walk for free next summer, and right now, Barca need the cash. They currently boast the highest wage bill in the game, they've spent €1 billion on transfers in the last 6 years, they've had to sell Arthur for just €10 million net, and their plans to revamp their stadium are expected to cost up to €900 million. That leaves them with little room for signings, but letting Messi leave would bring in a huge fee, and free up around €80 million a year in wages. On the other hand, the number 10 was responsible for 53% of the club's league goals in 2019-20, and Barca would likely need 2 Sancho-level signings to make up the shortfall if he departed. Whatever they do, Barcelona are likely to spend the next few seasons in the football wilderness, as they work out what a team without Suarez, Piqué, Busquets and Messi will look like. Get it wrong, and a few seasons could quickly become decades. So those are our 10 biggest transfer gambles this summer, but have we missed out any other rumours or moves? Please let me know in the comments below and we'll try to get back to you. If you've enjoyed this video, then please click on screen for more right now. And as always guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.